Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. When people talk about the richest people in the world, the same names always come up. But what if I told you that all these men together, with all their factories, rockets and tech companies, don't even come close to one man, a man who lived 2,000 years ago, in Rome. His name is Augustus Caesar, the first emperor of Rome, and his estimated wealth, adjusted for today, is $4.6 trillion. That's more than the gross domestic product of Germany and France combined. That's more than the 20 richest people today put together. But who was Augustus Caesar? And how did one man become so unbelievably rich? To understand that, we have to go back to the beginning. To a boy born as Gaius Octavius, Julius Caesar's great-nephew, a child from a mediocre family in a city that had been plunged into civil war for centuries. When Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC in the Senate, 14 stab wounds in front of his colleagues, everything changed, because Caesar had written one name in his will as his heir, not Mark Antony, not an experienced general, but his great-nephew, an 18-year-old boy. Gaius Octavius accepted the inheritance. He also took the name Julius Caesar Octavianus, and he did something no one expected. He claimed power, not with diplomacy, not with negotiation, but with money, an army, and brilliant strategy. For 14 years, he fought against Mark Antony, against Cleopatra, against everyone who stood in his way. In 31 BC, at the Battle of Actium, he defeated the combined fleet of Mark Antony and Cleopatra. He was the sole survivor of the power struggle, and Rome was his. And then the real story began, because Augustus did something no ruler before him had done on such a scale. He made himself the personal owner of everything Rome conquered, not as emperor, because he carefully avoided that word, but as a private person, as a citizen, technically. Take Egypt. After he defeated Cleopatra, Egypt did not become a Roman province like others. Egypt became Augustus's personal property. The grain supplies of Egypt, which fed all of Rome, were his, personally. And that was just one province. At his peak, Augustus personally owned a fifth of the Roman Empire's total wealth. The Roman Empire at that time controlled 25 to 30% of the total world economy. That means one man, personally, owned 5% of everything humanity produced. For comparison, Elon Musk, the richest man right now, owns about $400 billion. That's less than a tenth of what Augustus owned. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, all of them combined don't even come close. Augustus wasn't just the richest person ever. He was richer than everyone who lived after him, combined. But how did a man with such wealth live? Because Augustus wasn't a show-off. He was famous for his simplicity. He lived in a relatively modest house on the Palatine Hill. He wore simple clothes, woven by his wife and sisters. He ate simple food, coarse bread, small fish, figs from the tree. That was his genius. Augustus understood something that modern billionaires sometimes forget. The richest man in the world cannot afford to live like the richest man in the world, because then people will destroy you. Julius Caesar had made that mistake. Augustus didn't. Instead, Augustus invested his wealth in Rome itself. He built temples, theaters, aqueducts, and roads. He had the Forum of Augustus built, one of the most impressive structures of antiquity, and he said something that has become legendary. I found Rome a city of brick. I leave it a city of marble. Augustus ruled for 41 years, the longest of all Roman emperors. Under his reign, Rome knew the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For the first time in centuries, no civil wars, no chaos, only growth, prosperity, and stability. He died in 14 AD at the age of 76. His last words are said to have been, "Have I played the part well? then applaud, for the play is over. After his death, the Senate declared him a god. The month of August, still the 8th month of our year, is named after him. And his legacy? It continues to this day. Every European legal system is based on Roman law. Every Western calendar follows the Roman calendar. Every word emperor, in German Kaiser, in Russian Tsar, comes from his name, Caesar. The richest people today build rockets and electric cars. Augustus built a civilization. He was richer than anyone who lived after him, and he used that wealth to build something that is still visible 2,000 years later. If you couldn't put this story down, subscribe, because every week we dive into a forgotten corner of history. And let me know in the comments, who do you think was the richest person ever? Augustus or someone else? I'm curious. See you next time.